Alrighty, guys. It is 3:30. It is Wednesday, June 3rd, and we are just in a sloppy mess. That's what we are. It's not going anywhere. So with ES and Nasdaq both a little bit to the downside, backing off a little bit, but not by any means a risk-off kind of a day. It just looked like just backed off a little bit. The ES we said below this 73.70, 75. That's why I had to start worrying about the short side, or at least changing or taking off the long bias. And so far, they probed below it a couple of times. They haven't been able to hold it. So if they hold here at the support area, 70, 75, 70s, then I think they're staying on the long side. If they close below it, I will just go back range bound and start thinking about maybe then they want to pull back a little bit further. And we do have some stuff happening next week. So, we have this SpaceX IPO, I think, happens next week. And that's going to be, I don't know if there's pre-positioning going on there, but if they're selling stuff, so you have money to buy into that or what's going on there. But there is some big IPOs on the schedule. Then you have the rollover. We roll into the September contract next week. But right now, we're backing off the high, the sweetest failure from yesterday. Looks like they're backing off a little bit. And as long as they hold the support at 75.70s, we're staying on the long side. If they trade below it, and I would say they stay above 75.50, I'm going to just be range bound. I'm probably going to stay range bound all the way down here to that 7,500 level. But I would change the bias definitely below the 75.70s, and then maybe even look for a short trade, see how far they want to run this thing. But right now, it's a kind of key spot. Are they going to hold this level of support or not? They probably below it. Let's see where they end up closing. So that's how I'm going to react to that or deal with it. On the way up, looking for shorts against the 75 or 75.95s, the 7600s, the 7610s, for rotations back down again. And maybe up here to the 7630s as well. But we're not quite, we haven't been kept extending. So we're still in stage one. But today is just the first day in a while we haven't extended. So we'll see if it turns into a stage two type of day. And that would mean that we're looking for spot to cut off the selling. That's what that means. On the Nasdaq, no trades for me. I haven't taken any. I took a crypto trade. I'll show you that later, but no trades on the Eastern Nasdaq. It's been too sloppy. I mean, I'm looking at this going back and forth. This is just sloppy, and then you know what? So no point to trading it. I mean, you can try to trade the edges. I mean, when it rotates back and forth, but it is eventually you'll get caught and give a bunch of it back. So that's usually what happens when you try to be too aggressive on that. Now, Nasdaq also backing off pretty good from the highs. They made new highs in overnight. They're backing off from that. They hit the 30,800. And I'm backing off a little bit, but so far, and it's a mixed bag. Some companies which are rocketing in the last few days is just selling off big time today, and then you have some other ones popping pretty good. So yeah, it's a lot of craziness going on in the stock market. Fear of missing out. What I keep hearing. I think a lot of that stuff is true. The problem is when the music stops, where are you at? Are you chasing something on the upside, or are you waiting with some cash on hand? That's going to be the question. But anyway, so starting off range bound on the Nasdaq, and bias is still to the upside. I'm watching this lower support area. We said this morning if they take out these lower support areas, these guys, the 320, 270s, and below that. That's when we need to worry about the short side or shifting our bias. So that's kind of the dynamic. Excuse me, guys. Then so the level I'm watching is this support area on the F1 I marked up. So if that one comes out, that's when we have to start worrying about a shift in direction. Anything above it, just stay on the long side. So looking to buy weakness, on the Nasdaq against the 600s, the 550s, the 500s, 460s, 400s, 320s, 270s, down to 220s. Yeah, these three support areas on the downside I want to watch for potential change in direction. That's what we got going. Pretty crazy market, I have to say. But it's not that it's trying to trade higher, but it's at the normal trying to trade higher. Like you take like 3 steps up and then one big step back, and then you keep grinding like that to make new highs. So that's the ESS and Nasdaq. The news this morning was pretty good across the board. The news for tomorrow, Thursday, we get jobless claims, productivity and costs, nat gas report. That's about it for tomorrow. And then, of course, employment situation on Friday. That's going to be a big number. On the bond market, No trades there. I haven't taken any trades on this at all today. This morning was too volatile, too crazy, but it was trending pretty good. And then after that, it's been nothing but slop. So, and then in ES on the bond, same story there. Trading in a range, a little bit to the downside. They haven't taken out the 11/28s, so they're staying range bound, and now that's traded as such. So if 88 just fairly equally, it'll be the one edge here at the 12/08s, maybe one here at the 12/12, 12/20s, and then one here at the 11/28, 11/60, 11/18s for rotations back up. So pretty straightforward on the bonds, just trade that in a range. If they start taking out this 11/14, 11/18, these two support areas, that's time to worry about something going on. There's been a little bit more shooting going on in the Middle East, so I think that's also weighing a little bit on the market. Overall, here's your oil. The oil chart, I mean, you can see they're up to 95, $96 a barrel right now. They were down pretty good here for a while, but I mean, this shooting and this uncertainty now has just popped it again. So we're back up to in the mid 90s, and that's where we are. All right, back to well, let me show you that real quick. That the crypto trade, I took an Ethereum trade, and I was actually trying to take a short trade up here, right? And the problem with this one, it turned out to be a long trade. And why? Because I used the crosshair, so I was in here like that, like this with the crosshair, and it looked like, yeah, you're in a buy. This is buy, and then I click in an order to get short, and it buys because the book below it is moving a lot faster back and forth, so it turned the crosshair to a buy order. So I sat in that thing, had to fade some heat. Then I got out here, I had a target up here. Look, I had it run right up to my target and then backed off from there. I'm thinking someone's seen that book a lot more than they should, because they run right up into my limit order to get out, hit it, and then straight back down again. That's kind of weird. But anyway, so $1.40. That's how much you get that trade. So these contracts are super small, and yes, you had to go for a little bit bigger stuff. I was trying to do that, but it's, as you can see, didn't work out. So that's so when you trade on the Coinbase, you have to just be careful about clicking in orders, limit orders, by using a crosshair. Make sure you know what the book is at. We get caught in that kind of issue. I just did. All right, back to the ES and the Nasdaq, and we are pretty much twisting in the wind. Looks to me like they get some strength here. That's interesting. The strength into the close. Okay, they will take that any day. So that's interesting. The market is not done with the bulls yet. Yeah, they're trying. It's very much trying. So anyway, we'll leave it there, guys. I'll see you back bright and early in the morning tomorrow, Thursday, and then we'll go at this all over again. All right, guys. Later.